Enjoying a little bit of coffee.
My favorite.
Well, most definitely. What's your favorite creamer?
My favorite cream.
Yeah.
Well, I always like have like a light cream. I don't like even half and half. I'm typical low
Mm,
carb. So,
yeah.
what about you?
Uh, Me, my favorite flavor is Irish cream, but
Oh, it's so good.
the almond joy creamer that they got
Oh, so good. Yeah,
is so
I love almond
delicious.
joy.
So so now, I mean, I know that you know for the big booze, but the talent that you work with and the people realize that you got a nice ass as well.
Well, thank you. I hope people can realize it.
Yeah, because I was sitting there, I was like, damn, she got a nice booty on top of the booze.
Thank you. That means so much. Everybody focuses on the move.
So how you doing today? How was your July 4th?
It was
Um,
great. How about yours? Good.
Mine was good. I had to work my 9 to 5, my vanilla 9 to 5, everything. I had to go back. I just
Everybody was
got
working.
time.
Things were open. It didn't even seem like a holiday. I feel like.
Because it was during the week. You know,
What?
I hate when they have holidays during the week because
Yep.
you really can't enjoy yourself.
Absolutely. And if you don't get Monday off, what does it matter? Get a
I'm saying
Tuesday off. Fuck.
I'm like a thing because even you can't get too drunk especially you got to work the
Exactly.
next day. You can't get too drunk. You can't
Right?
have
You
too
got to
much
get up. 100%.
hotel. So shoot. What have you been up to, Miss Lady? What's been going on with you?
Well, I've been shooting a ton of content over the last few months, and I don't know, trying to get like my OnlyFans sort of up and running, and
Mm.
my Instagram. So it's actually required a lot of attention and effort, which I wasn't expecting how much effort it was going to take.
Oh my
But I've been traveling a lot. I traveled in January, February to Miami and shot a lot of mainstream stuff, and then
God.
I've been traveling to Vegas to shoot like just content like for my own sites. So it's been a whirlwind.
Yeah, because it's like it's one thing to do paid gigs. And it's another thing to try to keep up with your content and to build your own library.
It's so
You know?
true, and people don't give like content creators, I think, enough. I mean, at least I don't think I realized when I started on this journey, like
Mhm.
exactly how difficult it is to like create that much content, especially when you're first starting out. You don't have much of your own library, so it is. It's challenging.
Yeah, because for one, especially because I know even from when I got in the game back in the day, they was telling girls then, no, you want to get your own website. This is even before the boom of the content creator era even began. Because
Yep.
they were saying, after they see you with the big company, this is when people start Googling names. So they're gonna
Yep.
Google, and the question I always ask somebody is, do you want them to go back and spend that money to where they just saw it, or go spend the money with you?
Right. Exactly. It's like sort of a game changer, I think, too, for like, talent in the industry where, 20 years ago, you just shot mainstream, you didn't really make your own money. And now it's like you're making more money on your own platforms than you are shooting the mainstream. So it's definitely changed things, I think, for a lot of people.
But it's crazy they saw it back then that was coming that way because even to the point, figure. I mean, I don't know how far back your career necessarily spanned.
Oh, not that far. But I mean, I remember the
Yeah,
days of, you know, really no internet or very like limited internet chat
yeah,
and so on.
yeah. Because that's when you had to go out to Hollywood and you go to the studio itself. It wasn't no submitting any. It was no submitting shit. You had to go to the actual studio. And they look
Right.
at you. They tell you to take your clothes off, turn around. Okay, go see makeup. Be ready in 15 minutes.
Yeah, it was a serious business sort of thing. I think like
Post.
even Score told me when I shot with them, back in the day, they actually had like huge studios, and when you went to go shoot with them, they would have like little room set up, to shoot things. It wasn't like now. It's more like, I don't know, Airbnb type setup
Yeah.
where you'll go into a place and shoot at different locations. Not then.
Oh yeah. It's that's why I said the game when the content creator era really took over, it kind of made the studios change how they shoot.
Yeah,
Which is kind of
absolutely.
crazy because you wouldn't think that if you're mainstream, you supposed to dictate the shoots, not the lower level. You
Yeah,
know. But because, like you said, that ladies can build their own brand and they don't necessarily need the major companies anymore to gain exposure, attention, and even make money,
yeah.
they still had to move there.
And I think a lot of ladies are like not even, they're just bypassing mainstream and just doing their own thing, their own content. I think it's a great thing.
Oh yeah. So with that being said, hello smokers and welcome to the Smokers Lounge. Y'all know who I am. I'm Kevin Arthur Southern Champ, aka the Porn Rap Star. Find all my links with one link, allmylinks.com/porn rap star. Let me tell you about 4 wonderful sponsors that have been with us for a very long time. The first one being the Facebook and LS community, lsworld.com. Next up, the hottest adult magazine in the game, eroticismmagazine.com. And for you content creators, 90% profit, no hashtag issue. And for you consumers, a new place consuming your triple X content, I'm talking about excitebunny.com. And last but not least, award-winning, award-nominated. We're talking about smut with some voiceover. And they even have a VR section. That's right, virtual reality. You can watch porn with your Oculus. I'm talking about none other than the great and wonderful blusherotica.com. We're a proud member of the GW District Black Podcasting Network. So go over to shop gwdistrict.com and go buy something, why don't you? Also, go over to fullyswapradio.com in the mornings, 5 days a week, and listen to me chop it up with the industry's greatest and brightest talent, producers, and everything else up under the sun as we give you that real smoke, no sugarcoating about the industry. And also check me out on skyhawkafterdarktv.com as well as the BGPLLC app. Now I'm going to sit back and let this gorgeous, beautiful blonde bombshell with huge tits, and she has nice ass as well, introduce herself.
Hello, I'm Victoria Vale.
No doubt, no doubt. So this lady has been doing it. How long have you been doing this?
I shot with Score about 7 years ago, and I did like a lot of solo stuff, and then I did hardcore starting at 21.
At 21. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
So she's been at this going on 7 years, ladies and gentlemen.
I feel like it's
You
not
know,
much at all compared to a lot of
yeah.
ladies.
Well, shit, I thought you were going to say a decade, so I was off by 3.
How old I am? I should be a decade. I don't know.
No doubt, no doubt. So how did you get into the business? Because you said your first shoot was with Score. What was you
Yeah, my
doing
first
prior
many
to this?
before.
Okay.
Yeah, so they, we got in contact through Twitter, like so many people, and they offered to shoot me, and it was sort of a bucket list thing. I wasn't 100% sure I wanted to do it, but it was like exciting, and I sort of just went for it. And then they had me back a few other times, and then they offered to shoot hardcore with me, like I said, at 21. So and then after that, like just earlier this year, I shot with Bang Bros and Camp Soda. I did like a show for Camp Soda and a few other smaller companies. So that's it. That's my whole career.
Oh my goodness. So shoot, so what okay, so what made you decide to break into the business? In the first place.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, I had always like just been fascinated with magazines and especially Score. I love big boobs and sexiness, and I wanted to be a part of it.
No doubt. I actually used to collect the Score magazines. Like I said, I had a lot of them from Lindsay McKenzie, what was that? Minka.
Oh yeah, and Mika's still
Yeah,
amazing. I think she still shoots with Score fairly often.
yeah. I remember they had the boob cruise where
Yeah,
where
I remember.
could go on the boat with them and stuff. I used to remember seeing the pictures and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So shoot. So let's break down your first shoot with school. Your very first
Oh
shoot
gosh,
with
my
school.
very
We
first shoot.
talking. Yeah, we're not talking now. We talking about the boy girl scene. All right, because
Oh,
that's
the
what
first boy girl.
first boy
Okay.
girl scene. So we already know they probably had to did pictures and solo. At
Yeah,
first.
yeah, and that's
So how did they approach you about doing the boy girl, and then we go from there.
yeah. They had asked me to do it a couple times, and to be honest, I wasn't quite ready. I wasn't sure I wanted to like make that jump, and then I don't know, something happened, and I just felt like, you know what, I think that might be fun. I'm gonna try it out. And I figured if I didn't like it, then I just wouldn't shoot anymore hardcore. But I really, really enjoyed it. I feel like, it's hard. Like when you're shooting solo, it's just you, right? It's
Yeah,
easier actually to shoot when there's a guy in the scene or somebody or a woman, just because there's something else to focus on. I feel like all the focus is on you on solo. So it's actually a little bit easier.
yeah, because even to like even when men do solos, it's hard for me to even really focus.
Right.
I have more of my male talent people because I'm retired. They're like, "Well, you should do more solos." I'm like, "Man, I get bored real quick.
Right. You just sit there.
Fuck some. I just can't just jump off and walk
I
around
feel
get
that way even now. Even like when I do stuff, for OnlyFans and stuff, I'm just sitting there. I'm like, gee, I don't know how much longer should I play with my boobs?
Premium smokers, don't worry, she'll be in the premium smoke room. We gonna work on that. We gonna work on that for y'all. But
You can coach me.
yeah, with your first shoot, what happened? So tell us about how it was because prior to this, like you said, you were doing solo. So now it's boy girl. So was you nervous? What some of the things that the male talent did to kind of help relax you for the shoot, and what have you, and just paint the picture of that shoot.
Well, well, I showed up. It's a house. You generally shoot on location, like we were talking about before. And the girl generally gets there first because there's a lot of hair and makeup going on. So I know the girl who does the hair and makeup. She's amazing, amazing, sweet lady who does it for sport. She's done it every time I've shot with them. So I think that relaxed me a bit. And then the male talent will come in sort of towards the end of when your hair and makeup is finished. Um, and he was a super, super nice guy. Um, Even though they came out at different times, it was Nicky Rebel was the first one that I actually shot with. He
That
was
name just keep coming. Every time I say so, talk to a girl about score, Nicky Rebel name come up every time.
I feel like he's there. He shoots with them every week, maybe several times a week. He's always on their site. And Team Skeet too. I feel like he's between those two.
You ain't never lied. I swear, you just see him just pop up with a titty in it.
Isn't that the truth?
So you cutting your teeth, of course, with a big name talent, what have you. So he kind of know, the ins and outs and stuff like that. Because like I tell people, it's when you do a paid gig versus content. Content, you might know the talent. Paid, you may not know the talent. So now we got to build this chemistry in a short matter of time or what have you. So like what some of the things he did to kind of help you, what I'm saying, get yourself together to do the same.
Oh, I mean, silly things. Get a good night's sleep. I like to talk to whoever I'm shooting with beforehand and sort of get to know them a little bit. That always calms me down. I mean, I'm a talker. I love to get to know people and connect with people. So that's always of number one importance. Every single cat, whether it's from my own stuff or mainstream. I don't know. I think it's important, sexually to have that connection before you shoot. I think it looks better and feels better. So
Yeah. Because I tell people there's flirting on set, there's flirting off set. And sometimes dudes get it mixed up and twisted, because we flirt on set to make each other feel comfortable so that scene and that
100%.
chemistry would work, period. It just dudes got to know the difference between being thirsty and being flirty. It's a huge difference.
Absolutely.
So, so shoot. what type of scene did you do with? Was it like a role play scene? Was it a straight wall to wall fuck scene? What type of scene did you do with Nikki?
I believe Nicky was my pool boy. It was a pool scene, and he was rubbing a lot of oil on me outside next to the pool, and then
Ooh.
we took it inside to finish it off. But I'll tell you what was so hard and funny about that scene is, um, so I'm sort of tall, and we were trying to balance on a pool chair, and
Mm.
it was actually like super challenging. And my knee went like right through the pool
Ooh.
chair. Yeah, while we were trying to like, because you're in awkward positions.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of what shoots best doesn't necessarily. They wouldn't be things you could try at
Comfortable.
home.
Yeah, because I think that what people don't realize, um, especially in this era, the shit that we got to do in front of that camera
Yeah,
is I think because the game done got so easy for people to enter, they don't take into account the art of it, of the play.
that's so true.
Period. Because like you said, we have to do positions that may not be comfortable.
Yeah,
Shots that may not be comfortable, what have you. So it's kind of like when that first scene, you kind of learned angles, learned how to work the camera and stuff like. Speak to stuff like that. That
absolutely.
lady they had to learn, especially then, in order to be successful in front of that camera.
Yeah, and I feel like I still learn it. I'm still learning it every time. But those first two scenes were definitely like eye openers. And boy, I mean, I would say the first 5 to 6 scenes that I shot were definitely learning. There was a big learning curve as far as angles and things that, even just like watching porn, I never really realized. I mean, I hate to say this, but the one thing that everybody kept saying was if it looks good, it doesn't feel good. So, I mean, it does. I think that that's not 100% true. I mean, it does feel good once you get a rhythm going down, but you are in like acrobatic type positions a lot of times.
Yeah.
Reverse cowgirl girl, in particular, was killer for me. It's a killer.
And see, with you, I know they want you to reverse cowgirl a lot because them huge ass titties.
Oh, let me tell you, my thighs are burning. Like 1 minute in, I'm like, oh man, Uncle, I can't do it anymore.
because no,
Burn.
because yeah, because I even had a conversation. Ladies sometimes don't even orgasm during scenes because and people don't understand well why. I mean, yes, we still having sex, but it's simulated. It's
Yeah,
still sex nonetheless, but it's sex with direction. Is and you're not trying to get your talent off. You're trying to get the person that's watching off.
watching off 100%. And people have to remember, like, to get all those great angles where you can see, what you want to see to get you off, or get you hard.
Mhm.
Like, you have to do a lot of different takes because that's shot from all different angles, all different positions. So there's a lot of work that goes into like a mainstream, and even content creation,
Yeah.
a video. There's a lot.
Oh yeah, because even to the point in your situation, which now we're about to get into the meat of the matter, is that it also shaped your own business of how you film your content.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that like I feel like even shooting solo was such a completely different experience from shooting mainstream. And like
Mhm.
I said, I had shot like 5 years, 4 or 5 years of solo stuff, or I mean not the full year, but 5 years of shooting with score.
Mhm.
And it was nothing like shooting a mainstream hardcore. And even from score to like Bang Bros was a very different
Mhm.
experience. So learning every single time I've been on set, I've learned a lot, which is, I mean, a good thing, I think. And you're right, it's totally shaped like how I've envisioned like the scenes that I want for my own content, and the way that I shoot it. Like I think initially I thought, oh well, I can just have one camera, and that's I'll shoot at one angle from like 10 feet away. But I realized after shooting mainstream that you have to have all different angles. You have to set different things up. Your lighting is so important, so
Mhm.
incredibly important. Yeah, things like that make a big difference. And I will even say, even from shooting mainstream to shooting with other talent, Justice, who was amazing, help when I shot in Vegas. Um, they've got it all down. They've got all their different cameras. They've got a POV camera, and again, every single time I've shot, I've learned something different. At 100%.
So now, of course, the fans and the smokers know I got to ask. How was it smoking with the legendary Bang Bros? Because you're the first female I haven't talked to that done shot with them. So this is going to be an interesting conversation. Tell us about the shoot.
um, yeah, I shot with them twice. I shot with Jay Banger and Jotty Love. And it was, again, it was very different from Score. I mean, it's a long day. It was, my first shoot was probably at least an 8-hour day, 8 or 9 hour day. And you're up super early and you're in makeup, and then again, they're very polished. Their shooting style is very polished, and so many different angles, so many different takes. It was a lot. It was overwhelming, I think, but exciting and very interesting. I think the cameras that they shoot with were even different than Score had shot with. It was much fancier kind of equipment. Quite a bit more lighting was involved with that shoot. So it was very interesting.
Yeah,
but very exhausting.
Because people don't realize that Score and Bang Brothers on two different levels. Because like what people don't realize when it comes to the world of the AVN, you have the top tier, your middle tier, and a little bit below. No disrespect, we love Score. They're right here. Bang Brothers is right here. That's Brass. That's your Brass. It's your Bang Brothers.
Vic's are like way at the
yeah.
You're right. There is sort of a hierarchy. I mean, I think Score is fantastic, and I think that they have like a very like specific audience that's extremely loyal.
Yeah.
And I feel like I started with that, and I love them. But their shooting style, you're right, is very different from the way Bang Bros does. It's just
and two Scores about titties. Bang Bros is more of a broader audience.
Well, it's so interesting you were saying about my ass, because I feel I was so used to shooting with Score, and everything. I mean, everything is about what angle of the boot, right? All about my tits. But Bang Bros actually, shot my ass quite a bit too, which doesn't get much attention. So
no, because how big is your titties?
Nobody even realizes I have an ass.
How big is your titties?
Yeah, that's all people care about, just the tits.
So how big are they? How big are they? What size?
You mean CC size or like bra size?
Both. It was both.
They're 2600 cc's. When I measured once, like with a bra calculator, I was a 36Q, but I could fit into like, I don't know, a 36G or H. I can stuff them in.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, because because for you to shoot with Bang Bros, you got to have a booty. So, and then it was like I was going through your Twitter feed, and I was sitting there seeing, I guess it was a doggy style picture, and I said she need to do more booty pics because she got a nice ass and sexy legs.
So much. I like the booty pictures.
I was sitting there like,
bigger, to be honest with you.
I knew it was funny because they probably looked at you and said, I don't think she got a butt, and they went and go look at one of the pictures like, oh yeah, hi her, yeah, she got an ass and her ass.
You are right though. I feel like Bang Bros does shoot a lot more ass than anything.
Yeah, they do. That's what they known for. So if you shot a Bang Bros, that means you're big booty certified. There you go.
I shot with a beautiful girl named Leah Lovely, and she had started with Bang Bros around the same time. And I'm like, man, your butt puts my butt to shame. She had an ass.
Oh my goodness.
Ava Divine.
Oh yeah. Oh, Ava, that's one of my favorites. So when did you get yours did? How long ago was they done?
Oh wait, say it again.
I said, how long ago was your tits done? Your tits.
Well, it doesn't happen overnight. When you get to that size, you have to start at like a smaller size, and then you have to sort of upgrade a little bit. So I was at when I first shot with Score, I was at 1600.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then I went up about, I want to say a year and a half, 2 years after that to the 2600.
Mm-hmm. So what made you decide to get them done?
Well, I love big boobs. I've always had, I actually have pretty natural big breast, naturally have big breasts.
Mm-hmm.
But I just really wanted huge, huge. I'm an, you know, sort of a '90s gal, so the thing back in the day.
Oh yeah, because you have the what I call the Playboy girl look,
Yeah,
period.
definitely like Pamela Anderson and Anna
Yeah.
Smith, that kind of stuff. I mean, I that's my favorite era. So
Oh my goodness, shit. Yeah, yeah, that's right, people. Y'all already know with me. If I worked with her, what's I would have done? She would have been Pamela Anderson or somebody. Like a fantasy. Baywatch, gotcha. Let's go.
right, it was all Baywatch, all that '90s boob glamour.
Oh my goodness. So shoot. So how long was it before you started shooting your own content?
I really didn't start like I honest to God just really started getting hardcore about my OnlyFans this year. I'd done a little bit of other stuff, but I had a lot going on in my own life. Like I work, like you were saying, like I work a regular job. So I'm sure as you know, it's hard to balance those two things to have
Yeah.
like I'm sure even for this show, I'm sure it's difficult having a 9 to 5 and doing it because people don't understand that even a show like this, there's editing, there's schedule coordination, all of that kind of stuff. And so it was difficult. And like we were saying before, being content creator is not as easy as I think people think it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's time consuming and you have to like really devote a lot of your time to it.
Yeah. So when it comes to your male talent, how do you choose your male talent to work with?
Gosh, I don't know. I've been so lucky. Just sexy men that I would like to fuck in real life. I don't know. And then I get to do it just on camera.
That's nice. So because of course because we know what been going on with Twitter, the craziness, with some of the creepness and all that stuff. So and it's kind of like I tell females, it's not about how many dicks you fuck, it's about the right dicks that you fuck. Period. So it's kind of like when dudes approach you, what they have to bring to the table for you to shoot content trade. Because with you, the difference between you and these other content creators, you came in the game cutting your teeth with legends. You came in the game at the top of the game. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
it's kind of like so your thought process of picking somebody is probably way different than probably anybody else. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think that's like really interesting question because I feel like so many people like will reach out and be like, "Oh, can I shoot with you? Can I, But I only shoot, with just talent who is tested and who's
Mm-hmm.
professional and has like, probably a similar following to mine, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say that I choose a lot of talent based on what fans will ask me to shoot. A lot of times they'll have special requests, or I'll have more of one type of guy who people want me to
Mm-hmm.
shoot, be in bed with than others. And so if somebody reaches out to me, or if I reach out to them, it's usually because it's just a good fit.
Mm-hmm.
But all of them are, professional. I probably would continue sticking with that. Not
Oh
really.
no, it's understandable because I tell females once you stay at the level that they saw you first. Period. That's not just when it comes to how you shoot your content, but also who you shoot with.
Yeah.
Period. Because I'll never forget when I worked with a lady that was in the industry. And we talked about what you had to submit. dudes had to submit profile pics, no different than women did back in the day. And I asked her why did I have to do that. She said, think about it. Look who the fuck I'm shooting with. Then I turn around and shoot with this small dick motherfucker. I'll lose respect in the industry. Period. So it's kind of like, because people don't realize sometimes the producers do even look at who you collab with. You know what I'm saying? To a certain extent.
Yeah, and I do think that I think a lot of guys think that it's just so easy to go and shoot with somebody and to do that, but I don't think that most men realize how difficult it is in the man's position to shoot in a scene. Like, it's not like regular fucking. It's it's a whole nother game, and if they're not up to the task, it's not going to work. But you're right. I'm sure that people do look at who women collab with. They don't want they want her to have only I don't know, big names or at least cocks behind her.
But see, it's because, like, for example, what guys don't realize is that the pool of male talent in the business that's working is small.
Yeah.
Because you mentioned Nicky Rebel. The reason why Nicky Rebel keep getting work with Score because he keeps his dick hard and come on cue.
Mm-hmm.
No, they have no issues with coming quick, no shit like that. Because it's a content trade shoot. The difficulty of doing a content trade shoot versus a paid shoot, the difficulty goes up with the paid shoot because now it's more starting, stopping. It's more people in the room. It's more cameras in the room. Way more pressure. Period. That's why my ass didn't go Hollywood. I said I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm. And I think too, guys think, oh, I'm just gonna go in and fuck, and it's gonna feel amazing. It's gonna be, but you're right. There's a ton of people in the room, and lighting everywhere, and it's not as sexy as maybe some guys might think.
Definitely. So with that being said, people, you know what time the show it is. It's time to show where the pushes go dry, the dates go limp. Let's talk about the business. So this is the part of the show where it gets unsexy. We talk about the business. This is where it gets serious. So first and foremost, because you kept saying about the content creation, that it's not as easy as people think or what have you. So with you, do you have a camera person that you go to shoot your content, or do you just use various people?
I've done it both ways. I've had a photographer that shoots me for photo shoots, shoot scenes, and I've shot myself. I've had somebody who I trust do some of the camera work. A lot of times with the collaborations, though, the guys I've been lucky enough with the guys that I've shot with have brought because I'm usually in Vegas. At least recently, I've been in Vegas collaborating, and so it's hard to bring everything, on a plane. And so I've been lucky enough that they've had a ton of equipment, and they've again, set up multiple camera angles and helped me set up lighting, and so we've been able to shoot it that way. And that's been, again, such a lesson. I feel like some of these guys are really, really good at both shooting and editing, and their setups are crazy. A camera over here, I got a point of view camera.
Yeah.
And the finished product is, obviously not as
I applaud him because what I used to do was I had a moving camera. I just had one cameraman to moving, and he was the moving camera because I didn't want to do any stationary shit. Because I wanted the fan to feel like they were in the room so they can move around a little bit. But when you think about the stationary cameras, I got to give them props on the editing because that's a lot of editing to do.
So much, and people don't realize how long that takes. Even so, oh man, you got to go through every minute of it, and
you got to match the audio because even if you're trying to get different angles from that ride, because the way that you said it, you got to sit there and match the audio so it don't sound funny or repetitious. Because I remember back in the day, you used to watch a straight porn flick, and you'd be like, wait a second, didn't she say that like a frame ago?
right.
Damn, you did it. Let me rewind and make sure that they didn't skip me, goddamn. They didn't use the same shit for 15 minutes. What the hell?
You're so right. Yeah, that's so true. Again, all things like when I first started, I didn't realize it is difficult to match all of it up. Even
Yeah.
if, even when I do just like stationary camera and simple stuff, when I'm just doing like more homegrown kind of videos,
Mm-hmm.
you still have to match the angles up. If you're cutting something out or if you're splicing like, one angle with another, it
Mm-hmm.
takes like a long time.
Yeah.
But
So
not,
shoot. So how often do you film to keep up with your updates and all that stuff?
um, well, my own personal content creation stuff, I've been filming about 1 day a week, 1 to 2 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
And that includes like my customs. So Mondays and Tuesdays, I always just do customs and then new scenes for the week. And then I try and edit on Tuesday night into Wednesday. And I'm usually like a week behind. So I'll post all of that stuff the following week.
And
As
most
far
of this is what, solo or solo and boy girl with?
I do both. I do both at home.
Okay, because especially in this day and age, like the OnlyFans, because I did, because people don't really talk about this, how much OnlyFans pressure the ladies to have to update weekly, damn near daily. Because they'll send
Yep.
emails saying that they'll shut your shit down. They're already trying to shut shit down anyway. But I digress. They sit there and say they'll shut your shit down if they don't update, and what have you, and everything. So it's kind of like with you, like for example, how many boy girl scenes do you plan out to shoot a month versus your solos?
I would say about 4 boy girl scenes per month. So like one a week. And then the
Mm,
rest solo. I think because of the boobs, I do get probably just as many requests for, I don't know, bikini try-ons or boob oiling, that kind of stuff, as I do. But of course, boy girl is always number one. I think it's the number one thing people want to see. But
mm. Yeah, because they want to see them titties bounce. That's why.
yeah, right. That's people would probably be surprised that like the requests that I get are not always like sex. It's usually revolving around my boobs, but.
Yeah, because I was always told titties make more money than ass, and
Oh no, is that true now? I feel like now that's not as true.
because the reason that the reason why
Going ahead.
because the reason why they said that then because of course with webcamming the girl with the bigger boobs always did better because it's tits.
Right.
You see it
Easier.
like yeah. So and plus when you think about it, like I'm pretty sure you get titty fuck videos. Uh, the titty fetish is money. Let's keep it. It's titty fetish is right underneath foot fetish, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make this clear. Ass worshiping is right underneath the titty. So it's like, so what's some of the titty videos that they be requesting for you?
I think they're neck and neck.
I,
Yes.
I don't know that. I don't know. Because the reason why I say that, because especially if you doing you boobs, oh, they want to see you do some shit with them titties more than your ass.
That might be true. I guess there's more you can do with it.
Take your time, baby. Take your time. We'll be right back after the commercial breaks. That's one thing I'm glad that God didn't bless me with no damn them allergies, because I know I'll get tore up quick.
You're
Shoot,
so lucky.
especially because that I ain't gonna say too much. 'Cause in the morning, that's how I be sounding. In the morning when I wake up in the morning, be coughing and get
Right?
the fume out that throat. But
It's so bad. It's so
so we're
humid
back. Oh yeah, shit, man, it was
out.
it was a hurry. And I work in them hot ass damn dryers. I work in laundry, so you can imagine.
Oh my god, I can't even imagine. It's gotta be
Shit,
so hot in there.
oh my goodness. So we back from commercial break, smokers. You know what I'm saying? She dealing with a bit of allergy. She won't smoking no weed. So she was not smoking weed, ladies and
It's why
gentlemen. Yeah,
I can't
yeah, they
smoke.
probably was like, damn, I would have hit what she would hit. God damn, well, that sounds like it's good. Oh,
Okay,
so
I'm good.
so no, because I know that the titty fetish makes you good money. You
True.
know, and probably a lot of your customers is evolved around the titties. So like, what's some of the titty fetish that they ask you to do?
Oh gosh. I mean, titty fucking is probably number one. Um, just simple oiling, like oiling on my tits. That's probably number two, I would say. Toys, playing with toys, and like rubbing them or slapping against my boobs. That's probably number three.
Mm, no, no doubt, no doubt. And then yeah, I did see your head game.
Why, thank
She
you.
gets down with the BJ. Goddamn, I was sitting like I was scrolling, and it was funny because when I noticed that you don't post a lot of your Triple X stuff or so much, period. You focus more on your pinup side when it comes to your social media, especially on Twitter, what have you. Is that something that is that by accident, or that's something that is part of your plan as far as promoting yourself?
Yeah, I do try not to post too much of my Triple X stuff just because, I want people to come and see the content I made on OnlyFans. And I feel
Mm.
like if they could see a ton of it on my social media, I don't know, maybe they wouldn't want to come and see if there's anything more on the OnlyFans side.
Yeah, cause I see you don't. I haven't seen a post you talk about a discount. So
Free. It's free this week in honor of 4th of July.
well, at least you did it for the holiday. Some of them be doing that discount 24/7. It just that that's just it. That's just the price. It didn't cost
Free
a
then.
discount. I be like, I don't discount. I ain't discounted in so long. I gave up on discounting because it's like it's crazy. I know you just have to use like when I did discount, they didn't buy shit. They they didn't even use discount code. They just bought it just regular. Because
Yeah, they
sometimes
just what they go to look, right? They don't even want to like buy the stuff, even though it's free. It's
yeah.
frustrating.
So it's kind of like to me, and to me, even to me, it's like my sales. I have more sales when I don't discount than when I do, and it's kind of funny to me about
That's interesting. I could see that though. I mean, I've been trying to like sort of build up like my OnlyFans following or followers,
that. Mm.
but I've noticed the same thing. I feel like even though my follower count has gone up, I don't really feel like my sales have really changed that much because I feel like people who actually want your content will pay the $5 or $10, to join. But I'm trying. I feel like a lot of times on my social media, people will ask like, "Oh, can you post a video on ManyVids or someplace where I don't have to have a membership?" So I'm thinking, well, if I give a free membership to OnlyFans, and you can just come in, and if you want to buy a video, then you can do it there. But I don't know. It doesn't always work that way.
Yeah. So do you have any other platforms besides OnlyFans?
Wait, I couldn't hear what you said.
Now, so you have any other platforms besides OnlyFans?
Yeah, I mean, I do post on ManyVids a little bit. I do Sex Panther
Mm.
for like video chat and sexting.
I know
Um,
you do well with that. I know you do pretty well.
I do like the Sex Panther. That's very fun.
Yeah, because I think what females don't realize is, and you kind of said it without saying it, your brand is extensive. You're not just dependent upon your content to make money.
Right.
Speak to a female being diverse in this industry and having multiple ways of making money within the industry. That is outside of actually filming a boy girl scene or even solo content.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just I don't know. I think it's difficult like to do that to balance them like really difficult.
Yeah, because I tell females, ladies that do it all have the best chance to make the most money because you have more ways to make money within the industry.
It's
Where
true, and I've heard people say it different ways. Like some people say, well, you should try and funnel it all to one platform, and then other people say as many places as you post it, is better. But I don't know. I think that it's probably a balance is the right answer
mm,
because not everybody is going to want to go to one certain platform. So you have to have at least a little bit of diversity, right?
mm,
And I think that every different platform offers something a little bit different, you know? Like Sex Panther, I think the people who I see on there are very different than somebody who would go to OnlyFans and purchase videos. They're
mm.
more on that one on one interaction, you
Yeah.
know, whether it's sexting or video chat, you know, that's really what they're interested in. Whereas on OnlyFans, they're really looking more just to watch, you know, watch a movie and get off.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Well, Devin, so do you webcam?
Um, I've done Camp Soda uh,
Mm-hmm.
once, which I really loved, and I did a live show on OnlyFans, and I'll probably do another one this week. I'm thinking I'm going to do them weekly, and it was a lot of fun. I loved the Soda show. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, because I tell females that you have to be diverse. That not just like, for example, you have your boy girl content, you also have your fetish content, but also, like I said, with the Sex Panther, um, with because of girls were doing the Snapchat, which is funny because Snapchat not even supposed to be used for porn, but y'all figured that out. But they figured that one out.
It's a
But
little
ain't no
different way.
such thing. I don't people realize there was no such thing as a premium Snapchat. It was just a girl charged you to go on her Snapchat. That's all it
Just sending out news.
period. But it's kind of like with you, like what's some of the things like that you want to implement into your porn that you have not implemented yet, such as like BDSM or certain fetishes or type scene that you would like to do.
I would. It's funny that you say that. BDSM is probably my number one thing that I want to incorporate. More fetishy type stuff, more femdom, um, cuckold scenes, that sort of thing. I don't know. I
Mm,
think it's all very exciting. I've done a little bit of like the stepson stuff,
mm,
like that scene with Johnny Love, like maybe something like that. I feel like there is like a bit of demand for that,
yeah.
especially in the MILF genre. So they're all fun things. I think you know. To me, it's all fantasy. It's all role play,
Mm,
and I don't know. I think everybody has a different thing that speaks to them, right? So
yeah.
can't broaden your horizons too much.
Yeah, because to me it's like what I like about you. You wear heels, thigh high stockings. It's I've been said this. In order to make money in this business, you gotta look like. And I see that you make a point to keep professional pics. I see more professional pics than I do see selfies. Period. So it's kind of like, how often do you do your professional photo shoots?
I would say every 2 to 3 months. I've been doing them, especially since I've like sort of ramped up my OnlyFans a bit.
Mm,
And I will say I've done it more because I just started my Instagram.
mm,
Um, and I feel like everybody gets their Instagram shut down. So I
mm.
feel like a lot of my more selfie type pics are boob oriented, you know, and
Yeah,
I'm so worried about getting it taken down. So I've made my Instagram sort of like my professional pic hub and
yeah.
posted them there. So it's been good for that.
Mm,
I I do feel like there is a need, and on my OnlyFans I do try and post more like casual pics.
mm,
But I do feel like that would be something that I should probably am going to try and post more of, even
mm.
on Twitter, because I think fans really do like that. You know, they like just regular like dress down casual. I am though that you know like you're saying about thigh highs and heels. I mean,
Mm,
even in my everyday life, like I am that kind of
mm.
I like to get made up every day. Like I love to wear heels and thigh highs and sexy
But
clothes.
to
So
me, it's like I tell females, here's the difference. If if I see with a bunch of professional pics, when I see your regular selfies, it normalizes you. Versus if all I see is selfies, then I see a professional pic, it's the exact opposite. Because to me, what I think is lost in this day and age is the sex symbol. Females do not strive to be sex symbols.
mhm.
Now everybody strive to be thoughts and everything else, but not sex symbols.
So
And I think that's something that you take into account when you do your picks, when you do your postings and stuff like that. Because to me, that what creates longevity in this business. Because I think a lot of people don't realize it's a marathon, not a sprint.
It's so
Yeah.
true. Like everything in life, right?
Yeah.
But especially in this industry.
Yeah.
I think a lot of girls, you're right, I just see the short term, income or like notoriety, and they don't really think about like how that's going to be, 1, 2, 5, 10 years down the line. That's very true.
Yeah. Because even to me, it's like if you do this business, you want to eventually shoot with the top companies, especially going through doing the conventions and all that. And part of that is making yourself look marketable. And part of that is having the professional picks, because I think that also have helped you with your career. Is that when these companies go through your Twitter feed, it makes them look at you a little differently, and it makes you stand out more. Versus, speaking from a guy that sit here that wakes up to pussy in the morning at 6 o'clock in the damn morning, out this motherfucker on his Twitter feed, it's like you go through, okay, this pick, ooh, professional pick. It makes the person stop, because it used to be back in the day, all you saw was professional picks from the girls.
Right. That's very true.
You know what I'm saying? So now you don't see much professional picks, so it makes her stand out even more.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I hope so. I think it's sort of, how you're saying you sort of have to create a brand for yourself, and, you want to put your best foot forward, or I always think, that's what you strive for. So I think there's a place for both. I think, casual picks are good, but I think there's definitely a place for professional picks. Like you said, I think just to, make you look a little bit more polished from time to time, or at least try to.
So now let's get to these good questions before we go. All right, now let me see. Do you do anal?
I do not do, I mean, I have done anal in my private life, but I have not done anal on camera. I'm not saying it won't happen, but I have not done it.
Yeah, because I'm sorry, anal in private life versus camera are two totally different stories.
Very
Because
different, like we were talking about before.
yeah,
I don't know if I'm ready for that.
Yeah, because the dick in your personal life may not be the size dick that you're going to deal with it on that set.
Right.
So
And I
we
do
had
feel
that
like I'm a little bit of
conversation
a
too.
size queen like that, so I don't know. Size queen and anal don't really go together too much.
Oh my goodness. Cause we had that conversation. I had that conversation before, boyfriend dick versus porn dick. And a lot of people didn't understand the difference. I said, no, it's porn dick is about the aesthetic. Boyfriend dick is about the comfortability.
It's 100% true. Very, very
that
true.
means that means she might be comfortable with a 7-inch dick. But
Yeah.
porn wise, she should with a 10 or 11. It's a 10
Yeah.
inch.
Oh, it's so true. That's so true.
So have you done a gangbang?
No, but again, it's on my list, I guess.
Okay. So
I
for
try to
you,
take one.
what would be the number for the perfect gangbang for you? The number of guys.
Mm. Well, I think to start out would probably be 3, right? 3 to 4.
Mm. Oh my goodness. And some tell me she'd be able to handle all 3 or 4 of
But I
them.
don't know. I think some of these girls, like recently, I saw some ones that looked like there were like maybe 20 or 30 guys there. I don't know. It's like a train.
I talked to a girl that did 20 dudes in a night, damn near 40. And some of these gangbang parties they be having. I be like, damn.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Most definitely. Now I'm asking you a question. Have you ever thought about doing any content houses?
Like filming in one or hosting one?
Um, Either or.
Well, I shot with Finney's Playhouse when last time I was in Vegas, and he has like a little where he's building a little bit of a content house. That was
Yeah.
very interesting. I didn't really even know what it was prior to shooting with him, but it's interesting. I didn't realize too. Like I shot with Chris Cardio last time I was there, and he was telling me about that Vegas has some like really cool content houses where I don't know, all different sets and I don't know, amazing
Oh yeah.
setup.
Yeah, Mr. Mysterious, shouts out to him and Richard Man. They always have one out there in Vegas, all
Yeah.
rap places and everything. And no, I tell people don't get it twisted. We keep it 100 here. It's good and bad with the content house. Because I tell people you gotta realize something. You got to give up something to get something in any business you in. You
Oh,
know, it's just a good. what you're getting with the content house, you might be giving up content, well, exclusivity for content for the most part, but what you're gaining is quality shooting. You
Right.
know, because 9 out of 10, a lot of the male talents are very, very professional, well known, very versed, experienced. You're dealing with experienced camera guys and stuff of that nature. You're guaranteed to get good content.
And people don't realize like that is really what makes an amazing shoot is the camera quality and the lighting. And I mean, some people are definitely better than others.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No doubt. So I done held this sexy lady up here, and we ain't even touched the surface because there's a lot that we ain't even get to talk about. But which you know what that means, Smoke, that means she'll have to come back. So with that being said, Miss Victoria Vale, can I call you a smoke buddy?
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go, people. Y'all heard it first. She will be back here on the Smokers Lounge, and my premium smokers, we will be bringing her to the premium smoke room. That's right, baby, because the best smoke is always premium. $4.99 a month. You can only watch these podcasts on Spotify, the only place you can watch on Spotify. Yes, Spotify has video. We talk about 5 premium podcasts for you to enjoy with 4 wonderful, sexy, gorgeous co-hosts that I have. And what happens in the premium smoke room, let me tell you, it gets more provocative, it gets more crazy, it gets more predictable, it gets more wilder. The conversation gets more saucy. A titty might pop out, a dildo might pop out. You don't know unless you subscribe $4.99 a month. And shouts out to our new subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. Please continue. So with that being said, Miss Victoria Vale, tell everybody where they can spend money on you, baby. Tell them where they can spend money on you, where they can find you.
Oh, yeah. Visit my OnlyFans, onlyfans.com/Victoria Vale. You can find me on Twitter at Victoria Vale 00 and Instagram at Victoria Vale XO.
See, there you go. That easy and that simple. So with that being said, you know how we end these things all day, every day. Life is a learning experience. What's the point of the experience? You haven't learned anything. Smoke this over. Miss Vale, say goodbye to the smokers.
Goodbye, smokers. Great talking to you.